Hello, everybody. This is Narada Rishi Raja with Sacred Vibes Holistic Center. And today I want to talk to you about something we're going to expand on the Understanding the Structure of God series. And what we're going to talk about today is a little bit controversial for everyone. Sorry, but at the same time, some of the best information is. So I'm going to open it up with the boldest statement: heaven is not for everyone. But what does that mean? So, heaven is only experienced in the body. Period. I know, that contradicts a lot of what you've heard. A lot of what you heard has been literalism that got adapted to the faiths later on. And I say the faiths. Doesn't matter the religion you follow. Doesn't. It's going to take a sense of literalism that will distract you from its true meaning. All spiritual writings are esoteric, meaning they're poetic. They're spiritual poetry. They're a metaphor, a parable, an allegory referring to something, referring you to go deeper, beyond thought, because words will do nothing but constrain the infinite. It won't allow you to understand the infinite. You have to see beyond them, right? But the point of this lesson is that heaven is not for everyone. Let's explain further. Again, we can only experience in this body because in this body is where we can have all of the experiences. When we're in spirit form, we do not have all of the senses. Therefore, we cannot experience the same. We cannot develop those same depths. That's the reason why a spirit decides to take a physical form. It wants to experience those things, right? So, whether or not you get to go to heaven, nirvana, enlightenment, whatever we want to call it, or experience heaven, you have to create the conditions in this lifetime. This lifetime. Not the next, or the next, or the next, or the next. No, you have to create the conditions in this lifetime. Why do all of these prophet revelations in multiple faiths, I can think of, let's see, we can go Hermes Trismegistus. Oh, wait, that's Thoth. Oh, okay, so that covers most of your pagan faiths. Okay. He has a revelation, which is all about the fear and talking about the struggle, etc. We go to Hinduism, we have the story of Kalki, we have the Bhagavad Gita, which is written on a battlefield, trying to explain to you that you're at war right now. And just like Krishna was telling Arjuna, you may have to kill all kinds of people that you like around you, meaning their connections, etc. You have to release that, right? Then we look at the Abrahamic faiths. We all know a lot about the prophets from those, and with the Abrahamic faiths, those agitate a lot of people because they really stuck to this part, and a lot of the followers that went to the literal side, which is all of the modern versions of that, what that happened when it went to the literal side, then you're afraid when you hear that. When you read spiritual poetry and you honestly see things like that, then you hear those and you're like, oh, that's beautiful. That's telling people about how deeply this is important to work on stuff right now, right? But people don't see that. They think, oh, this is going to happen. No, this is happening right now, folks. It's just whether or not you have developed the skills, the tips, skills, techniques, etc., in order to be able to gain control of your system. If you haven't, that's fine. That's on you. But you do not get to experience heaven. Here, now, in this lifetime. That's the only time. That's it. That's why there's so much pressure on it. And the closer you get to creating heaven on this earth is the more you get to experience it. Now, heaven on this earth looks different for each individual person, because you are an individual expression of God's source. So you have an individual addition to add to this heaven. Are you adding it? Are you operating from a place of healing? If you're not, then are you putting your soul focus above even your survival on healing? When we do that, we're able to move step by step, next best thing, till we are all of a sudden doing exactly what we came here to do, to create heaven on earth. The degree that we create heaven on earth in a human body is the degree that we feel fulfilled. Period. Doesn't matter how other people feel about that, because other people will disagree. They will. Because that might not be their version of heaven. But if it's yours, then you get to experience heaven now. Right now. Full fulfillment. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, what they find is when they search for things for themselves, that's not creating heaven on earth. So they don't feel completely fulfilled. This is why selflessness versus selfishness. Or if you just considered yourself the entire whole, then you can be as selfish as you want, because then you're just taking care of everything. This is the reason why people a lot of times subconsciously don't want to go deeply into spirituality, or they're good with just the surface level of listening to somebody else talk about it and only doing the myth of spirituality and not going into the technique, because the technique will open things up for you. The technique will show you that there are things you can't ignore about yourself. The technique will show you that you are a big part of the problem. And the technique will also show you that you are responsible for fixing it, both yourself and whatever you see around you, peacefully. This is heaven. Heaven is not for everyone, because everyone doesn't choose to do the work. It's your choice. And we could say that it's your choice, or we could say that it's all written and all of these things. That's right. And it is all written. There is God's grace in there. But if you're not actively working towards it, there is no opportunity for it to happen in this lifetime for you, whether it's written or not. If you are not actively working daily, consistent daily practice towards mindfulness, controlling the chemicals, controlling the thoughts and feelings controlled. Oh, why would we want to do that? Because our thoughts and feelings create action. That is the triangle of manifestation. Thoughts, feeling, action. Thoughts, feeling, action. Most people are operating by a program that's programmed based off of what has been happening. Well, what has been happening on this earth isn't necessarily heaven. And if how you've been feeling isn't heaven, that's the thing. That's why we have suffering, to show you, hey, not this way. Go the other way. Go towards heaven, and we create that here. All right, I hope everybody can understand the high-level stuff that was taught in a very, very simple way, very, very quickly. If not, by all means, schedule a session with me: tarot, breathwork, meditation, yoga, Tibetan sound healing, prana energy healing, Bowen therapy, Sujok therapy, anything like that. Go ahead, schedule that out with me. We also have a lot of other practitioners doing tuning fork therapy, massage, cranial sacral, raindrop therapy, flower essence, all kinds of fun stuff down here at Sacred Vibes. And if you're like, I really need to get doing work, but I don't have anybody that's teaching it, and I don't really like this fitness yoga stuff, guess what? I teach 14 classes and 3 breathwork clinics. They're all just $15 a piece, or if you buy a discount card, they end up being $10 a piece with one free one. So with that, you see that you have the ability. Anybody that's like, well, I wish there were sober options. I want to have fun. I want to make community, but I also want it to be more high vibe, but there's none in my area, so I'll sit at home alone. Guess what? At 8 o'clock, 4 nights out of the week, there's a sober option. Thursday and Friday night specifically is a music and yoga option to teach you how to tap in deeply with you, create a daily practice, create your connection with your body while having fun. I have Nataraj style yoga on Thursday nights at 8, and then I have yoga to the max with lo-fi hip hop, Mac Miller type stuff playing, and we get deeply into it to even show you how you can transcend from things that other people may not say are very high vibe. You can transcend even that and get to a deeply spiritual experience, all while making the choice. And that's what we do at Sacred Vibes here. We're giving everybody the choice to add sacred vibes deeply, deeply into their life. The more sacred vibes you add, the closer you are to creating your heaven on earth. That's where it's experienced. It's not for everyone because it does require consistent work. And if you think it doesn't, or if you think you can just try anything, well, you can. It's going to take a long time, and this body's going to wither, and you're not going to get to experience it. Or you can find somebody who has found this that can help you with the tips, tricks, techniques, and ways to get there. And we can have the best day ever every single day, even when we're having a hard day. That part. All right, everybody, have a great day on purpose and stay mindful. Namaskar.